They stole your vote. Foreign powers are hijacking your money. This is the secret war on American wealth.
Votes are cast. Would you agree with that? Anyone disagree with that? Thank you. Yet today, every American thinks they're investing in the market. But their votes are actually being hijacked and dictated by unelected, unaccountable, foreign proxy advisors. This is not, in my opinion, shareholder democracy. Instead, it's concentrated power that is unchecked, and it undermines the integrity of our capital markets. I believe proxy advisors should stick to providing what they do best: research, right? They were designed, their job, their goal is research. They should stick to their job, research, right? I don't believe they should act as shadow regulators of corporate America. I don't know if I'm going to get a bunch of disagreement there, but does anyone disagree with that premise that they should not act as a shadow regulator? Good.
They neither regulate nor dictate.
But you would agree with my premise that they shouldn't act as shadow regulators, correct? Or do you disagree with my premise?
They neither regulate nor dictate.
So that's a great answer to a question, sir, I didn't ask. Are you disagreeing with my premise, or are you agreeing with my premise?
You said they were dictating to shareholders how they
I
vote, and they
believe
don't
proxy
dictate to shareholders how they vote.
So let me rephrase it, sir.
Okay.
I believe that proxy advisors should stick to providing research and not act as shadow regulators of corporate America. Would you agree or disagree with that statement? It's a really simple question.
I agree, and they don't
Thank
do
you very
it.
much. Mr. Copeland, would you agree proxy advisors, unaccountable, unelected firms, have too much power and direction of the U.S. public companies? Would you agree or disagree?
Agree.
Can you expand on why?
Because effectively, we're talking about controlling, 25% of the shareholder votes. They're non-transparent, they're non-regulated, they're non-American in ownership.
Wait, they're non-American. Wow.
No, one's
I wonder
owned
if they have
by-
any ulterior motives. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, one's owned by the German stock market, another's owned by a Canadian private equity firm, and they're deciding huge chunks of the vote in our stock market.
Thank you. Doesn't that mean that millions of American votes are being hijacked by foreign proxy advisors? I mean, could one come to that conclusion? And not by the Americans who actually own the shares?
Well, I mean, hijacked may be a strong word, but I do think that de facto they're controlling it. They're controlling it because they're given that authority by a number of institutional investors, not the New York City funds, not BlackRock, but a lot of institutional investors are giving them that authority. And so there is a disconnect between the ownership rights. I'm really glad to hear a bunch of people talking about shareholder rights here, but there's a disconnect between those shareholder ownership rights and the actual execution of these votes in practice.
Amen to that. My question is, isn't that a betrayal of the fiduciary duty?
On behalf of the institutional investor, it's debatable. I mean,
Debatable.
at the end of the day,
What's up, Patriots? Jasper FF here. And if you're not absolutely furious about what's happening to our stock market, you haven't been paying attention. We're talking about a full-scale hijacking of American capitalism, and it's happening right under our noses. Smash that like button and subscribe to Jasper FF because we're about to break down an attack on our financial sovereignty that the mainstream media will never show you. I just watched a clip from a hearing that should be on every news channel in America. It's about proxy firms. Sounds boring, right? Wrong. This is one of the most insidious threats to our economic freedom. Let me break it down for you. Right now, two companies you've probably never heard of are effectively deciding how trillions of your investment dollars are voted. That's right. You think when you buy a stock, you have a say? Think again. Your vote, your shareholder voice, is being stolen by what this congressman perfectly called unelected, unaccountable, foreign proxy advisors. Let that sink in. foreign. One of these firms is owned by the German Stock Exchange, the other by a Canadian private equity firm. Since when do we let foreign entities with who knows what motives dictate the governance of American companies? This is an absolute betrayal. It's not shareholder democracy. It's a shadow regulation, a silent takeover. And here's the kicker that made my blood boil. These firms have zero, and I mean zero, fiduciary duty to you, the American investor. They aren't legally required to act in your best interest. They can push their own woke, globalist agendas on corporate boards, and you have no recourse. They're forcing ESG down the throats of our companies, killing American energy and undermining our values, all while accountable to no one. This is a wake-up call. This is about economic nationalism. It's about taking back control from these globalist intermediaries who care more about their foreign agendas than they do about American prosperity and the returns of hard-working American families. We need transparency, we need accountability, and we need to demand that our institutional investors stop outsourcing their duty to these un-American actors. This isn't just finance, folks. This is a battle for the soul of our economy. Share this video with everyone you know. Wake them up. Let's take our power back. Jasper FF out.